Hey, yo, what's up? This disciple Marshall Occurrence Rain back up in this anti-Illuminati all day, anti-America all day, and everybody with him, yeah. So this video is going to be about protesting in the black community. Protesting in the black community. You should have knew it was coming to this. Because, see, you think that nobody don't see the fact that y'all always protest about what the police doing. Soon as something happen with the police, here come the whole committee. Here come the whole black committee. Here come the whole black community coming out protesting. How come you don't protest about the black on black killings that happen in your own community? That's what we talking about. Nah, everybody talking about they keep it 100. But how come you ain't keeping it 100 about that then? What's your valid excuse? What's the excuse? That's what we want to know. What is your excuse for not protesting in the black community? You want me to show you how to do it? You want me to show you how to do it? But what's your excuse for not protesting the black community, but you go protest every time one single killing happened at the hands of police? The whole nation, right? Anybody, I can understand the fact that the police done it and you hold them to accountability. But when you gonna start holding your own people that know your own struggles to accountability? People who know you best, when you gonna hold them to accountability? The people that know you best, you know how you gotta do it? You know how you gotta go protest? I'm gonna show you how you gotta do it. You gotta go up and down the neighborhoods, or even the resident of the person that did the killing. To go to their family's house and go up and down the neighborhoods. In both neighborhoods, there's two opposing sides. Whoever did the killing, whoever was the victim, you got to go in both neighborhoods, because I guarantee you, neither side are usually innocent. More times than not, both sides are not innocent. So, and before the other side can retaliate, you need to go on over there anyway for that reason. So if you got one side that's the shooter side, that neighborhood, the shooter's neighborhood, you go in and protest, and you go and protest in the victim's neighborhood before they retaliate. And because they probably wasn't innocent anyway. So you need to go over there and protest in the victim's neighborhood, and they probably gonna retaliate, so you need to go over there for that reason. Because you're protesting about what police doing, but you're not protesting about the killings that happen every day in the hood. It happens every day. Every day. And so so for all the big dogs, everybody who claim to be big dogs, where's the keeping it 100 right there? How you keeping it 100 right there, bro? See, I have evolved to another level of keeping it 100. I have evolved to another 100. I keep it 200. When I'm telling the truth about everything and anybody, that's keeping it 200. See, you keeping it what? You keeping it 100. I'm keeping it 200. Because I don't care nothing about prestige. Now you're starting to see none of the money, none of the prestige, none of that matters anymore when your country is slipping like it is. Do you care? Do you care about any of that? You got child marriage in America. Do you care about any prestige? You care about any prestigious people? You care about any classy people anymore? Classic people that's submitted to a government with 44 states with child marriage. I destroyed your class. Where your class at on that? How you got any class? Some people would say you don't have no class. Russia ain't marrying children. Russia is not marrying children. You are. Your country has child marriage laws. China is not marrying children. America is. You have American child marriage laws. I know. You want to downgrade it. You want to be nonchalant about it. God ain't nonchalant about it. God is not nonchalant about it. And just like you want to be nonchalant about them black on black crimes, you want to be nonchalant about black on black killing. You want to be all nonchalant about it. God ain't nonchalant about it. I know you've been biased for a long time, and now time is running out. You've been biased over and over again. Even Farrakhan said that he was going to stop talking. And he said that the judgment of God is coming on all these people doing these killings. He said that July 4th, 2020, that the judgment is coming. The wrath of God is coming. Specifically, he said the wrath of God. Don't you know that the wrath of God is going to come upon you? Now, when Farrakhan said that, he loved black people more than you do. Well, he got the results to prove it. He got the numbers to prove it. He has the numbers to prove it. He got the actions and works to prove that he loved black people more than you do. Okay, well, it's all about actions. It's all about work. It's all about what you do. And anybody know emotional feelings? He's put in the work for decades. And that man even said he's done talking for a while because you listen to him like a lovely song, but you don't do what he wants you to do. Now, when Farrakhan washed his hands, when Farrakhan say, now I ain't saying he totally washed his hands, but when Farrakhan give you an intermission, when he give you an intermission, you know something wrong. That's the wake-up call right there. Why you sitting up thinking everybody being a sellout? Why you sitting up thinking everybody wants smoke? How come Farrakhan feel about the same way about all this killing going on then? How come he feel the same way? Huh? How come he feel the same way? He love black people more than you. And how come he feel the same way? See, what you got to understand is, and I'm sure Farrakhan understands this too. See, as the wrath of God comes on America, it also has to come on African Americans. It has to. So what you think, the African Americans gonna be just sitting up, standing around while everybody else died? And they the one killing people more than anybody here in this country. More than anybody else. So explain to me how that works. Explain to me how that works. Where all of America died, but black people live. Now that's where you really have a God complex. An invincible complex. Where you think you can do all you want to do, and God is not going to do anything about it. I can show you in the Bible where God chastised his own people. If you think you're his chosen people, I can show you in the Bible where he chastised his own people. Not give them special privileges to live forever and have no consequences. That's not biblical, and it's not God's system. It's not God's system. It's the complex that people have here in this country. It's a supremacist complex. You got white supremacists, you got black supremacists. Again, you got white supremacists and you got black supremacists. Neither one of them are right. Neither one of them are right. Being a black supremacist is just as bad as being a white supremacist, in my point of view. Because God made every race necessary. Okay? That's the bottom line. If they wasn't necessary, they wouldn't be here. Okay? If God didn't want them here and he just wanted you here, then it would just be you. It would be just white people if he just wanted white people here. It would be just black people if he wanted just black people here. Bottom line. If he just wanted black people, then that's all we'll be here. Look at that. They got organs just like you. They got brains just like you. They got eyes just like you. They got feet and nose just like you. Okay? You do an x-ray, they got bones just like you. You look at their organs are just like, precisely like yours. So how are they not like you? This backward way of thinking is just as bad as how the white supremacists are. The white supremacists is the one saying there ain't nobody like them. The black supremacists is the one that's saying ain't nobody like them. How come you got the same organs and bones and all of that? Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. How do you have the same complete anatomy, right? How do you? How do you? I'm not doing nothing for y'all. Why would I do something for you? Do I look like a whore that you can pimp out on the track? I ain't know. Listen, it's all in your imagination, man. Your imagination is running away with you. You think I'm doing something for you? You done lost your mind. And if anybody jump against me, God tear this whole country up. Yeah, that part. That's where I'm at. You gonna respect me like you respect the big dogs. You gonna respect me like all them people, other people you respect. Which means you gonna give me my space. You gonna kick rocks. And you gonna get out of my lane. You're gonna do all of that. You're gonna do all of that. I promise you, before it's all said and done, you're gonna do all of it. That's what this is all about. God is gonna make sure the servants, his men are respected as men. If you think he's gonna let you play with me like I'm a boy, I don't care who it is, the black people and the white people. You think he's gonna let you play with me like I'm a boy? You about to get a rude awakening. God is gonna make sure his servants are respected as men. And until I feel like you respect me as a man, which means you get out my face, right? Until that happens, to that day you get out my face from playing any kind of synchronicity games, like I don't know any of that. I'm too skilled for you. Until you get out of my face, it ain't nothing but war that's gonna happen. Yeah, you gonna be made to be put out my face. You know what the Bible says? God will make his enemies. He will make your enemies be at peace with you. He didn't ask them do they want to be at peace. He will make them. That's not always a good process now, is it? He'll make you be at peace. He'll make you cease from actions. He'll make you sit down and have a seat. And I'm pretty sure all the time, everybody's not cooperating with God. Right? So it's safe to say in all cases, some enemies, people who are opposing of you, are not going to be at peace with you. So it's safe to say the process of God making them be at peace with you might not be a smooth ride for them. It might not be a smooth ride for them to be at peace with you. See, the difference between your community and I'm not trying to be a king. I'm not trying to be any kind of foolishness like that. Anybody would tell you a black king in America has never really existed. When has there been a black king in America? I'm talking about a real black king. I ain't talking about none of that hip hop foolishness, what you talk about. I'm talking about a real king. When has there ever been a real black king in America? Huh? I'm talking about the real thing. I ain't talking about no plastic rings. I ain't talking about no plastic jewelry and plastic crowns. I ain't talking about no Burger King crown. I'm talking about a real crown. When has there ever been a black king in America? Yeah, you looking to utilize and use somebody, and it ain't gonna be me. As a prophet, I will curse you. Okay? I don't care what Christians say. I'm a prophet. I don't have to listen. I don't need they pass. I don't need a Christian to give me no pass. I don't need no preachers to give me a pass. I got some preachers I'm affiliated with. I got some preachers I'm affiliated with who I respect. Okay? I don't need passes from preachers. I'm a prophet of God. I stand on my own. We've gotten this done I physically gotten this done with God. Right? I've co-labored with God. Something many of you Christians don't know nothing about. Because many American Christians, what you quick to say is, well, God's going, I don't care what no man say, God gonna do what he gonna do. You want me to show you what God co-labors with man? You go Google where man co-labors with God. Pretty sure you can find something. Because see, you ain't get to the level where you start co-laboring with God, have you? Yeah, you ain't on that level, are you? Well, because you spiritually lazy. When the last time you went on a week's fast? When the last time you went on a 40-day fast? When the last time you gave more than $20 in church? When the last time you gave $100 in church? See, you ain't co-laboring with God, so you don't know what it is. You don't know nothing about that level. You don't know nothing about that lane. You in the church lane. That's what you in. Hey, you in the church lane. Let's keep it 100. And I'm co-laboring with my God to make sure the enemy loses. Half of you Christians don't even know who the enemy is here in America. The enemy is America. Okay? The enemy is America. How you gonna be with America when they marrying children? How you gonna be with America as a Christian now? As a Christian. I don't care about these other people. I'm talking about you. How you gonna be a Christian and be connected to people that got gay marriage in 50 states? How you gonna be in alliance with that? You lying to yourself. You just realize and accept that it just got harder to get to heaven. Boom. Ow. That's a 7. Just admit that it just got harder to get to heaven. Just admit that it just got harder to get to heaven. And stop making excuses why you think you can stand with America. No, it just got harder. The devil just made it harder. I'm going to do a video on this too. He just made it harder for you to get to heaven. Oh, you thought he was going to make it easy? You thought the devil was going to let you just sing your little songs, do your worship, hold your Bible studies and, stay in your word. Watch your little YouTube ministries that you be watching. And you thought he was going to let you just have a cozy, little warm, little Bible study in the morning with your coffee in the morning, every morning. You get up and cook you some breakfast and get into your word. You thought he was going to let you do that to the end of the world. When you can burn incense and get in God's presence, you thought you was going to do that? Anoint yourself and get in God's presence. You thought that it was going to be that easy just to do that? And I'm not saying stop doing it, but you thought it was going to be that easy. It just turned up, man. Satan now got 50 states with gay marriage. Now what you gonna do? Oh, you gonna make excuses and talk about this is your country, especially you Republican Christians. Yeah, let me get to you. You Republican Christians, let me get to you. All you Republican Christians, you know the type. The white American Christians, this Republican, talk about God in my country. I'm with God in America. Bible in one hand, flag in the other. That flag got gay marriage in all 50 states now, big baby. You got gay marriage in all 50 states now, big baby. Huh? And then you pass child marriage laws under the Trump administration. That's for the Trump supporters. How you can support Trump when child marriage the last child marriage law was passed under his administration. I don't care if he did it or he didn't do it. He's verbal about everything else. How come he ain't verbal about the fact that the last child marriage law was passed under his administration? How come he's not verbal about that? He talks about everything from LeBron to Rosie O'Donnell. He talk about everything. So how come he ain't talk about that? How come he ain't talk about that? It's a mystery, ain't it? Big as his mouth is, it's a mystery, ain't it? How he can talk about everything else, but he can't talk about the last child marriage law passed under his administration. You act like I'm talking about fairyland leprechaun stuff. This is real. Christians can't stand with America no more, and it's turned up. Listen, ain't no more alliance with America. And what tripped me out, you know, the perfect example of this of American foolishness, it's becoming Ye West. Ye West, Kanye West, formerly known as Kanye West, right? He claimed he a Christian and got Sunday services, but is in alliance with the American government that is marrying children in 44 states. You got child marriage in 44 states, right? You got child marriage in 44 states. The last child marriage law was passed under the Trump administration. You got gay marriage in all 50 states, and you're a Christian. Christians, by the way, do not agree with homosexuality and lesbianism. How do you think you're going to change that? You think you're going to get in office and change that? They'll have you out of office before your term's up, buddy. You try to get rid of gay marriage as the president. It's not going to happen. So how can you be the president then as a Christian when you know they got gay marriage in all 50 states? That's a violation. Like some will say on the streets, that's a spiritual violation. So how can you be part of the American government when they violate? Huh? When they spiritually violating, how can you be part of that? As a Christian now, I'm not talking about as you as your own man. I'm talking about you as a Christian. All you got to do is stop saying you're a Christian and I'm good. That's all you got to do. Stop saying you with us and you can have your cake and eat it too and be over here in politics in America, and they got child marriage in America. They got gay marriage in America, which you know your God disagrees with. Just stop saying you're a Christian and I'll walk away. That's it. I don't need to say nothing else to you. Do you notice that I don't talk about none of these stars? I'm only talking about the ones that's over here talking about they acting like they Christians and kings and all of that. If you acting like a king and they calling you a king, or you'll say you're a Christian, I'm gonna be addressing that. Because real kings progress a whole community. Real queens progress a whole entire community. When you had a king in a country, what does the king do in the country? Just sit there and receive praises? What do the king do? What does a real king do? Sit there and receive praises? A real king progresses a community. And black folks have been calling people kings and queens, and they have become influential as kings and queens without progressing a community. It's just part of your phone. That's king. That's Cain. That's Cain. That's queen. Are they progressing your community? I ain't talking about no little laws, no little stuff. I'm talking about what a king do if he rules or she rules or a queen rules over a country. What are they doing that? Then stop saying that. You can say, be specific. Queen of music, king of music, king of rap, whatever. Be specific about it. Don't sit up and say somebody's a king and have us under the impression that they rule over our community, because that's how it's insinuated. How are you ruling over the community? You're not progressing the community. And if you are ruling over the community, you should be overthrown because you're not progressing the community. If you're not progressing the community, you shouldn't be in power. You might be ruling. It may be true that you're a king that rule over the people, but you're not progressing the people. Where's the progression? Where's the progression over the whole American community? Then you're not fit to be a king or a queen. Let's stop talking about it. Let's stop insinuating this like it's some secret language that people know, but they ain't progressing the community. Yeah, just say you're a king of music, just like Michael Jackson was the king of pop. He didn't try to be king of the world or king of America, did he? Huh? So Michael Jackson kept it. He stayed in his lane. He wasn't progressing the community. You got these rappers and singers. You got the Jay-Z's and the Beyoncé's. They're just like Michael Jackson was the king of pop. They're king of music. They're not progressing the community. That's all I'm saying. Because and it ain't really their fault. It's the black community fault. You sitting up here talking about kings and queens and they not progressing the community. That's what we talking about. Michael Jackson was called the king of pop, right or wrong. But it stopped there. That's what he was. That's all he was the king of pop. He might have influenced the community, specifically him, because he was the greatest in music. So he influenced in different ways, but at the end of the day, he wasn't progressing the community, man. He was not progressing the community. Okay? Ironically, MLK was the closest thing to a king in the black community because he progressed our community. Okay? He progressed us. Malcolm X progressed us. Louis Farrakhan progressed us. Those are real kings because they progressed the community. If you're not progressing the community and you're just doing music and you got a little influence and you know you got a little something going on, you got some businesses going on, great for you. But we're talking about progressing the community and how we can't let people play games with it, right? And have influence and rule, but without progression. It's the same thing with the American government. You shouldn't have the American government running around here without progressing you. Without progressing your community. Joe Biden, is he progressing your community? Is Joe Biden progressing your community? He's not progressing your community, right? That's what I'm saying. So how is he your leader? Donald Trump, did he progress your community? Did Donald Trump progress your community? He didn't, did he? That's what I'm saying. So how is he a king? The president is the equivalent of a king, right or wrong. How did he progress your community? I'm progressing your community because I'm telling you about 44 states with child marriage and your whole country didn't know it. Your whole culture didn't know it. That's how I'm progressing you. Did you know it? Did your mama know it? Did your daddy know it? I'm pretty sure they didn't know. So that's how I'm progressing you. As far as your family, being educated, I'm educating you on the facts concerning your family and how they're raised here in America, where they have child marriage around your children. That's progression. I know you think I'm being negative, but it's progression. You think I'm being negative, but it is really progression. It's progression when you realize who America really is. That's a 7 hour. Yeah. When you realize who America really is, that's progression, big baby. That's progression, big baby. When you realize who America really is. See, you should have knew the man of God was going to turn up. All this crazy stuff going on. You should have knew the preacher was going to turn up. You should have knew the preacher was going to turn up. These crazy folk around here pushing people on trains and everything. And I told you my solution is on that. 20 years with no parole. I've been teaching that. I went back and looked at my videos yesterday. I've been teaching that for a whole year now. I put the work in, man. I put this work in. You just new to the show. I'm putting this work in. I've been talking about 20 years with no chance of parole for senseless crimes in America for a whole year. I've been talking about this. I took time for a whole year to talk about this. Why you think I just started 2 months ago? You got it in your head like I just started this 2 months ago, man. You need to catch up and go back and look what I'm doing. A year ago, I was talking about that. 20 years, no chance of parole. Yes, that's what you're going to have to do to change the crime in America. How else are you going to change it? They're getting crazier and crazier every day, marching towards anarchy, marching towards martial law. That's what's happening. And the only way you're going to change it, if you want to live, if you don't want martial law and anarchy, is that you give them 20 years with no chance of parole. It's not unreasonable. Somebody puts somebody on a train, you don't think they should get 20 years? So what should they get? 5 years in jail? They should get 10 years for taking somebody's life like that that they didn't have to take. They didn't have to do it. You telling me they deserve to get, you telling me they should only get 5 years? That's what you're telling me. That's what you're telling me. They should only get 5 years in jail for pushing somebody on a train. That's what I'm saying, bro. 20 years, no chance of parole. I guarantee you, see, it needs to happen to keep evil at bay. It's not only to give this 20-year punishment. It's for the psychological as well. If you know you're going to give if people know they're going to get 20 years for doing crazy stuff, I guarantee you they won't be doing it. You see what I'm saying? Yes, it works like that. It has to work like that. You let people know this is the consequence if you do that. It's for that effect as well. It's for that effect as well. You give them 20 years, you have somebody, you tell the community, the American community, you're getting 20 years or no chance of and with no chance of parole, I guarantee you would change the ghettos overnight. You would change the ghettos overnight. This is the solution. That is progression. I offer progression. What these police and what these lawyers and all these other prosecutors, what are they talking about? Can't seem to get it together to bring a real solution, can they? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They have no solutions. All they doing is yapping and talking. I got solutions. Yeah, listen closely. I got solutions. 20 years with no chance of parole. That's what you get. Let you grow up in prison a little bit. Or get old in prison. Which one? And that's what you got to do. We ain't playing no psychological games. All the foolishness that they doing, what is it doing? Nothing. Nothing. I'm here a full thoroughbred leader, and they clowns on their best day. Clowns on their best day. I'm talking about 44 states with child marriage. That's what they got in America. I'm talking about the age of consent is at 17 in New York. That's child vagina. That's not adult vagina. The last time I checked, a 17-year-old girl doesn't have an adult vagina. Yeah, it's a wake-up call. The Holy Ghost show you the truth. Yeah, I know you thought it was all good. Now you see it ain't. Because last time I checked, like I said, a 17-year-old girl got a child vagina. The bottom line is you're penetrating child vagina. I don't care how old they are or how old they act. I don't care how old you think they act or are. At the end of the day, they're still children and they have child vaginas at 17 years old. That's what New York City needs to know, and New York State needs to know. That's still child vagina. Okay? The American military, they need to know it too. 16 years old is the age of consent under the UCMJ program. The Uniform Code of Military Justice. The Uniform Code of Military Justice. The age of consent is set for all military service people at 16 years old, which means men and women in the military can have sex with 16-year-old girls and boys. Last time I checked, a 16-year-old girl has a child vagina. Last time I checked, a 16-year-old boy has a child penis. That's your military. That's what I'm telling you. We have this wrapped up, man. This ain't no game. You playing foo-foo the clown games, and I got a real war right here. I got a real war right here, and you playing games. You playing psychological games. You see how stupid they are? Look at it for what it is, man. Not what you want it to be. They playing psychological games when I'm talking about the military, the UCMJ, a real program, by the way. You can't compare me to these fools, man. You got to stop comparing me and acting like they in a contest with me. These are fools. These are people that are like, come on now. You know where I'm going with this. They're not all there, man. Okay? They're not all there. They're shy of a full deck, man. Okay? I'm talking about the UCMJ program that allows all military servicemen to have sex with 16-year-old girls and boys, which is child vagina and child penis. Why you think they playing with me? Those people are riding around. They're fame sluts. They're fame sluts for fame. Okay? All they are in it for is fame. They're sluts for fame, okay? We you know, that's why I want the body of Christ to be separated from them. That's why I want it to be that way. So we can get rid of this. We can let the fame sluts and all the Americans stand away from the body of Christ. That's all we want, is for you to stand away from us. Don't think that you're with us. We're not claiming to be with you. You owe us anyway. Yeah, you violated God's kingdom. Yeah, we taxing on that, buddy. Yeah, I know you didn't see this coming, did you? Where the kingdom of God can speak your language. We taxing. Yeah, we taxing on that. I know you think, listen, you should know better than that. Ain't nothing for free. I'll let you do what you do so I can tax you later. Oh yeah, ain't none of that free. All that round and round gang stalker, you're about to get your bill, buddy. Yeah, your bill is coming. Yeah, it's a big bill too. Yeah, oh, you thought that was for free? Man, come on, man. We let that build up so we can destroy you. Well, as long as I stay here and sit here and take all you're doing, it's building up a destruction for your community. Oh, yeah, that's my strategy. Oh, you thought that was for free? Oh, okay. Well, what a fool you are. You thought I'd sit here for free? You thought I'd sit here and let you... Listen, I would have been left. I let you do all of that so it builds up to a destruction for the enemy. Boom, ow. So, for the black community, back to that. Yeah, I had to throw some little stuff in there because, see, the video is going to bring the right audience. So I said all you need to see. I said all you needed to really hear. Now you see the balance. Now you see the balance, right? See, I throw little secret messages within certain titles because the wrong people gonna get deterred. Yeah, we ain't gonna look at that. We ain't gonna, We ain't gonna listen to that. And the right people I need to talk to, I throw some little secret messages in there. That's how you do it. Boom. Now, but the message is real also now. You got black people out here protesting. They sitting up here protesting about one single killing. Hooping and hollering, like I say, whores hollering at a pimp's funeral. Like hoes hollering at a pimp funeral. That's how it is. Hoes hollering at a pimp funeral. That's how they be. Oh my God. And I'm not downgrading one person dying. I'm not doing that. I'm not downgrading the one, any lives lost. I'm not downgrading any lives lost, right? Or the response to one life. But it happens every day in the hood. And we do not see you protest that. Who intelligence are you insulting? That's what black people need to hear it just like that. Whose intelligence are you insulting? You must think you're more smarter than me, don't you? Obviously, because you're over here protesting about what the police is doing, but you don't think I have brains to see that you ain't protesting about what your own community is doing. Who intelligence are you insulting? You insulting my intelligence? I feel you're trying to insult my intelligence because it's obvious that you don't even got to be the smartest man in the world, but it's obvious that it's more killing going on in the hood on a daily basis. And we don't see you say nothing about that. We don't see you protest nothing about that. For all you other ethnicities that like to run out also and protest when it comes to these killings that the police do, we don't see you either protesting about what goes on in the hood. You know the type. The white ladies up there, yeah, what's his name? What's his name? We don't see you in the hood doing that. That's why I don't really trust it. Because how can all of y'all be on the same wavelength and the same function, man? Well, you can go and protest about what the police do, but you say nothing about lives that's lost the same value of life, right? It's a black life in the hood, just like it's a black life lost at the hands of police. It's a black life lost in the hood. The same value. The same value is, they have the same value. So how come you ain't protesting? You know, I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's not your culture. See, culture locks you into a certain way of thinking and acting and behaving and practicing. It's a certain way you practice. It's a certain way you behave. It's a certain thing you do. That's why culture is very dangerous. And we have to stop things from becoming culture. It is culture in America for people in America to go protest about a cop killing a black person, but don't protest about don't protest about it happening every day in the hood. It's culture for you to do that. It's culture for you to ignore through a biased perspective the same lives that has the same value that's in the hood. It's your culture to ignore that. Hear this part. It's literal culture for you to ignore that on a daily basis, but hoop and holler like hoes at a pimp funeral when it comes to one killing at the hands of a police, one black life lost at the hands of police. And I'm not downgrading the killing, like I said, but it's your culture to sit up and hoop and holler about that, but don't say nothing about daily lives being lost in the black community. You're still doing it. You still have proven to do it. It's your culture, because in your culture, you have a bias towards black people. Yes, you do. And you know how I know? You know how I know? Because you ain't saying nothing about the obvious elephant in the room of black on black crime. You ain't saying nothing about that. You ain't saying nothing about that. That's how I know it's a bias ingredient in your culture. And listen, at the end of the day, that's not getting anything done. Being biased is not getting anything done. And I'm gonna say this too. If you are here in America and you got something to say, And and ain't nobody talking about it. You got a right to say that. You got a right to say that. You're here in America. It's your country. Because what people been saying, oh, well, you ain't got a right to talk on it. Well, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here in America. I got a right to talk about anything in my country. Yeah, that works on children. That don't work on no grown man. That works on children. That don't work on no grown man. As long as I'm here and I'm at this country where I am seeing this, now I can see if you wasn't in the same country. Okay, you're not even here in this country. Why are you talking about it? But you still could. You still could. You still could. People talk about people problems in other countries all the time. Right or wrong. Now you see what I'm saying? And you got people not even talking about it because you let black people feel you can't talk about it. You can't make me feel like that. As long as I'm here in the real world, I can talk about it. As long as it's in my world, I can talk about it. Not to mention that I'm black. I didn't even have to mention that part. It's good that I left that part out. As long as I'm here in this country, I can talk about it. As long as I'm here in this world, I can talk about it. Some people can talk about it and they ain't even from America because it's an issue. It's a killing issue. That goes beyond ethnicity. And just like I told you in my other videos, culture and community is not above death and killing. If you got killing going on, ain't no culture or progression of a culture or a people that's more important of an issue than that. So in other words, if you got killing and all this going on, how you think you're gonna progress? Why should you feel that you should? That's what I'm trying to show you before the white man show you. Because when one of these racist RoboCop-like Republicans, when one of these racist RoboCop-like Republicans, when they get into office, they're gonna give you martial law. They can give you curfews and everything. And what you gonna say? Ain't nothing you can say. Ain't nothing you can say. What you gonna say? When you've been killing each other for 10, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, all this killing been going on. All it takes is one robotic, racist Republican. That's all it takes. Let one of them get in office. Let one of them get in office. And then see what happens. Yeah, see, the truth of the matter is you've been playing so many games networking, but you ain't been networking about the truth. That's the truth. You've been networking about everybody else and what they've been doing, like you're crazy, like you lost your mind. And like I told you, you can't do crazy stuff and then go back to normal. Yeah, you can't do crazy stuff and then go back to normal. I know. You thought you could be crazy and then you're gonna go back and sit down and eat a plate of food and act normal. You're gonna see you can't do that. That's against the spiritual rules, buddy. If you do crazy stuff, I bet you won't go back to normal. If you're gang stalking and doing crazy stuff, I bet you can't be normal no more. Boom. Ow. Yeah, see, that's another reason not to do evil. That's another reason not to do crazy stuff, because when you do, you can't go back to normal. Your karma ain't gonna let you go back to normal. Yeah, your karma ain't gonna let you go back to normal. You thought you could. You thought you could do crazy stuff and talk about, listen, these Americans, they don't think I know them. Desperate times and desperate measures. Yeah, you can try to say that, but when you try to go back to normal, you're gonna get yanked back into insanity and mental sickness. It's gonna yank you back, like, come back here. You know what you've been doing. Yeah, I got you now. You crazy. You crazy now. You crazy. You crazy now. Yeah, we got you. You crazy. And to me, that's taking an L. If you lose your mind, you took an L, buddy. So I'm tripping off people. You walking around here, maniac, you acting like a maniac, acting like somebody that's mental. Acting like somebody that's mental, you lost your mind. That's what you did. And you can't get it back. You can't get it back. Your karma ain't gonna let you get it back. So listen, the facts are the facts. The popular game ain't gonna win. Ask Michael Jackson. Yeah, being the king of popular don't make you win, buddy. You can get mad at me all you want. You can be popular and be dead. Okay? And that's no disrespect to Michael Jackson. Right? But you can be popular, you can be on top of the world like you little fools out there think you are. And you can be dead, just like any of these other people that were popular. You ain't as popular as Michael Jackson. And look where he at. Boom. Yeah, you can be the baddest and look where he at. Boom. Yeah, buddy. It's a wake-up call. All that popular jock, alpha male stuff, it's done played out, bruh. No, listen, this ain't college. This ain't high school. All that jock, alpha male, fraternity foolishness, man. Listen, man. That's going to have your country in the grave. Trying to be an alpha male. You're going to be an alpha male in the coffin. You're going to be an alpha male in the graveyard. Alpha males go to the graveyard all the time. What you thought? That's going to make you invincible? Put an S on your chest? Because you think you're an alpha male? Listen, man, it's all arrogance. It's all you gassing yourself. Anyway, you another number. You another number for the government, man. You an alpha male number under the government. They can put you in the line, buddy. They can put you in a camp. They can put you behind barbed wire in the camp, buddy. Why you think you're an alpha male? That's a 7 owl. Yeah. All the things that give you all the hangups, all that money. What's gonna happen when COVID turn up a little more? What's gonna happen when COVID turn up a little more? What's gonna happen to you then? What's gonna happen to you when COVID turn up a little more and you got millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars? What you gonna do then? Huh? What you gonna do then? See, all you keep trying to do is trigger me. It ain't gonna prove no reality. I'm a master. As long as you have no reality, I win. We talk about reality. Reality is whether you live or die. Reality is people that are dead and alive. That's reality. And as long as you die, and that's reality, all your games are gonna go away. You see how reality catches up with you? To the point where you die. And then what you gonna be doing? Your realities would no longer exist. Your perspective on realities will be gone. Your little crazy way of doing things is gonna be gone when you dead. And that's reality. Boom. Reality has a way of catching up with you, in the form of death. Yeah, you can run from it. You can have alter realities, alter egos, and all of that. But when you die, it all goes away. Hey. Yeah, you forgot about that part, where most people only live 9 decades. Well, 9 decades is up to 100. And I'm being generous. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. That's 9 decades if you live to 99. If you live to 100, that's 9 decades. You see how quick 9 decades can go? 9 decades ain't a long time to live, buddy. I ain't playing no games. Half of y'all gonna live to 5 decades, which means into your 60s because you did too many drugs. You too much of a drug addict. You gonna do 6, you might get to 6 decades at best. You too much of a drug addict. You drink too much, you smoke too much. You'll do 6 decades down here on earth. Which means you will live to 70. Most of you, and I'm being generous, some of you will do about 5 decades and a half on the average here in America. With the drugs you're doing and how you get high and drink and all that, 5.5 decades, that's all you'll live. Yeah, that's not a long time, is it? 5 decades? 5 decades is not a long time. It's something to put in perspective, isn't it? While you're riding around playing games, you ain't gonna be here. Half of them in their 30s and 30s and 40s. You got about 3 more decades. Ow. You got about 3 more decades, big baby. Big baby, you got about 3 more decades. You heard me. I didn't stutter. You got about 3 more decades. And for you people that's in your 20s that think you got it going on, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. You got about 7 decades. 7 decades in your 20s. People that's even in their teenage years. You got 8 decades. Why you think you got the whole world? They keep telling you got the whole world in front of you. It ain't number 8 decades. 8 decades is not a long time. That's living to about 90. That's not a long time. And half of y'all won't make it there. In actuality, the way you living, you probably got about a couple more decades. About a couple more, big baby. About a couple more. You got about a couple more decades, big baby. Ow. Hey, look, man. Life is like listen, everybody want to say it's a cold world until you're a recipient of it. Boom. Now you're a recipient of a cold world. Now you see what it really is. Yeah, you keep saying it. You're saying everybody can be touched until you're a recipient of being touched. Now you're a recipient of being touched. You don't want need to hear it. I don't need to hear it. You need to hear you can be touched. Because you're walking around like you can't be. You're walking around like we can't do nothing with all these people. You can be touched collectively as well. Ow. A whoa. A whoa. You can be touched collectively. I know they ain't tell you that part. Oh, the black people, they love to say that. You can be touched. You can be touched. They love to say that. You can be touched. Hear this part. You can be touched collectively. You ain't never heard that one, have you? You can be touched collectively. You can be touched as a community. How about that part? You can be touched as a community. How about that, big baby? How about this? You can be touched as a whole country. How about, oh yeah, I know you ain't heard it like that, have you? I know the Americans are too arrogant. They too arrogant. You can't tell them they can be touched as a whole nation. I know you thought you would be here forever. Make it last forever. Getting your key sweat on, didn't you? What? Hey, you was trying to get your key sweat on, wasn't you? Make it last forever. Hey, unfortunately, man, you living in a country with too much bad karma, man. Look at it for what it is. Since they got here, they had slavery, they killed the Native Americans. You know, it's never been right. They got child marriage. They've been having sex with 7-year-old children in the state of Delaware in 1880. They passed a law, the American government, to have sex with 7-year-old girls by law. You know, your karma's bad as a country. But you're trying to make it last forever. Good luck with trying to make it last forever. When you got all this bad karma, Yeah, good luck with that. Because your karma is bad, big baby. And one thing is for sure, you cannot run from it. You cannot run from reaping what you sow. You cannot run from what goes around comes around. You can't run from it, man. And unfortunately, that's what black people gonna understand too. You're not listen, man. Listen, we all are human. You have to pay for what you do too. What you thought? You thought you were just gonna walk around on clouds? And then nothing happens for all this killing that's going on? These are lives, by the way. Those are real lives that are taken away from people. I know. Listen, you question whether I really care. It's irrelevant, ain't it? It's irrelevant to the facts, ain't it? Isn't it irrelevant to the facts whether I care or not? I know you didn't think about this, did you? You didn't think about this. It's irrelevant to the facts of whether I care. I'm pointing out facts. If you kill and you keep killing, you don't think something gonna happen? You don't think God gonna take care of that? Whether I care or not, you don't think God gonna take care of that? So it seems like I'm pointing out the facts regardless of if I care or not. It seems like it's gonna go through, it's gonna be a go whether I care or not, right? It's gonna be a green light whether I care or not, right? Because you've been doing too much killing. You've been doing way too much killing. And all you sitting up worrying about is who cares and who don't care. You know who don't care? The people killing each other. That's who don't care. That's a 7th hour. That's who don't care. People that's killing each other. That's who don't care. Black people killing black people. That's who don't care. Black people killing these kids out here. That's who don't care. You know who else don't care? People sitting up killing these kids. You know who else don't care? People sitting back talking about cancel culture. They cancel culture, but they ain't talking about nothing about this killing going on. Yeah, you don't seem to care about that, do you? But you're trying to make it last forever. Good luck with that. Good luck with trying to make it last forever. Because see, you're going to come to terms with this, whether you like it or not. You think you bad. You think you bad. Many in the black community, you think you bad, man. And that's the problem. That's why all this killing is going on. You think you're bad. You haven't met real bad guys. Many of you haven't. You haven't met guys in the military that kill for a living. I've lived with military men that kill for a living. I live with bloody men. I lived with bloody men. Okay? That's the difference between me and you. I sat and ate with them. I lived with men that took men's lives and didn't get locked up for it. That's the difference between, that's why you got to differentiate me from half of these people. That's what I'm trying to show you. And I'm not talking about just black people. I'm talking about the Americans. You got to differentiate me from them. Because I don't live with bloody men. I don't care. You can think I'm a lame. You can think I'm fake. You can think I'm a clown. You can think I'm a sucker. You can think all of that. You can think you can put it up in the bundle like a dozen of roses and hand it to me. And at the end of the day, man, the facts are the facts, man. The facts, boom, out. The facts are the facts. I done been around bloody men, and half of y'all are not that. That half of y'all are not that, man. Why you think I'm corny? I've been around bloody men. Why you hanging up on my jokes? I've been around bloody men, buddy. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And half of y'all ain't bad as that. You ain't bad as that. You just got a bad attitude with a gag. You got a bad attitude with a gag, man. That's all it is, man. And you know what's going to straighten that out? The apocalypse, all this stuff to come, that's going to straighten out your bad attitude that you got in the black community. All that going to be straightened out. Wait till this stuff, hey, wait till it turn up a little more. Boom, Al. Wait till it turn up a little more. Gonna change your whole attitude, buddy. And that's what I'm saying. All of that is just attitude, man. It don't mean nothing to me. I'm talking about real soldiers that neutralize real targets. See, if you want to do something, the best thing you need to go do is go start registering guns and start getting some real training. Okay? Because these racist white people, these neo-Nazis, they have real training while you just have a bad attitude with a gun. That's what half of you black people don't know. You got a bad attitude with a gun. You know the type, go run up and they ready to run up on somebody. Ready to run up on somebody. But you ain't trained to go to war for days and days and years and years. You're not built like that. I am. Oh, I've been at war for years. I'm a certified soldier now. Hey, you might have didn't give it to me in the past, but I am now, buddy. I'm certified now. Yeah, I've been going to war for years. And I've been around soldiers. I think that makes me certified. Well, that's what other soldiers do. They go be around other soldiers. That's what the military do, is put you around other soldiers. I just went about it another way. Well, it just happened another way. Okay? So that's why you got to differentiate me from a lot of people. Not to mention, I grew up shooting guns. Okay? These fingers have pulled triggers. Some of y'all fingers never pulled triggers. Mine have. You got to speak for yourself. Don't speak for me. Speak for yourself. I speak for myself. And you listen, everybody got their personality, but when it comes down to showtime, it's a different situation. Everybody got their personality. And see, that's what black people do. You hang up on personality. Yeah. You think somebody's corny until it turn up. And then he's like, oh, okay, I didn't know he was like that. Yeah, because you stuck on a certain type of killer. You stuck on a certain type of thug. You stuck on a certain type of criminal. And that's all you respect. You better start respecting everybody, I tell you that. You better start respecting everybody. Because some people got a hell of a turn up that you don't want to see, bro. And listen, it ain't got nothing to do with hip hop or none of that. It ain't got nothing to do with none of that. All y'all respect is rappers. Y'all respect rappers. And you got whole militias out here in America. Ready to train and train to kill. Ready to kill. On sight. Ready to kill on sight, and you a rapper. And you respect rappers. That's what's wrong with you. That's why, listen, the main thing y'all need to be doing is stop trying to be rappers and start trying to be a militia. That's what you need to start doing. Because listen, man, if you ain't ready for this, what's coming? You're going to be dropping like flies, man. That's what I'm saying. If it goes in the direction that I think it's going to go, or let's just say if it goes in the direction of all-out war, man, so many people going to be dropping like flies because you just got an attitude with a gun. That ain't nothing. That's not going to be nothing. That's not going to be sufficient. Some of these dudes smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day, man. You too fat and everything, man. How you going to be on the battlefield? Man, how you going to survive on the battlefield, man? The military ain't producing no fat soldiers. There are no fat soldiers in the military. So imagine what they going to do. These people that's hobbling around, and you got a bad attitude with a gun, and you hobbling around. When this turn up one more notch, man, you in trouble. That's what I'm saying. I'm on a whole different level, bro. You smoke 2 packs of cigarettes and you got a bad attitude, that ain't gonna be nothing when real war break out. That's what I'm saying. That's why all them types of guys like that gonna be dropping like flies, walking around with one clip with a bad attitude. You got one clip with a bad attitude, bro. Man, come on, man. That's what I'm trying to say, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a joke to me. That's a joke, man. That's what I'm saying. You got a bad attitude with one clip. How far you think they're gonna get you? That's what I'm saying. And you got whole militias out here with mad clips, man, bags, a whole duffel bag of clips. a whole duffel bag of clips, man. That's real. Multiple guns just in case one heat up and they gotta use another one. Yeah, you barked up the wrong tree playing with me, bro. Listen, man, speak for yourself. You think you know me, speak for yourself, bro. Secret society, you think you know me, man, you can listen. You can know all the history in the world. You better listen to what I'm saying right now. That's all I know. Because all that stuff is irrelevant. You better listen to where I'm at right now, big baby. Yeah, you better listen to this. All that telepathy don't work on me, buddy. Your little network of telepathy, you another one. When it turn up, what you gonna do? Yeah, you better know how to shoot and you better know how to run, buddy. You better. Because when it turn up, when it get physical, physical, what you gonna do now? Physical. Hey, when it get physical, what you gonna do? Because that telepathy stuff ain't gonna work, man. Listen, what good is it gonna be? Yo, see, that's how you know who time is ending. Because it's not gonna be profitable for the future. What a telepath gonna do? Somebody that can read mind running around the networks, what they gonna do? Be dropping like flies if they don't know how to shoot guns? It's gonna come down to real war, buddy. The war between good and evil, man. And if you ain't ready, and if you can't run, I can run. I can shoot. And I will kill. That's the difference between me and you. See, when it really hit the fan, what you gonna do? Man, half of y'all can't even run. Your butt too big. All these girls around here with all these big butts, what you gonna do when this hit the fan? Yeah, it's cute now, but what you gonna do when you got a big butt and you trying to run? All that butt and you trying to get away. If cannibalism break out, you gonna be the first thing on the plate. All that booty, they gonna be eating booty around this mug. Hey, they gonna be carving off booty, man. Hey, I'm telling the truth. If it's real, some of them be like, oh man, that ain't real. That wasn't real. We can't eat that. Can't eat that, guys. Wasn't real. That wasn't real booty. But you that got real butts, they gonna, if it hit the fan and they start eating people, you first on the plate. They eating all that booty. Not like you want them to, neither. Ow. Feeding your booty to their dogs. Hey man, like this is real. Like this is the real me. I don't know what they told you. Hey, I'm sorry what they told you. Look at the results. Look at the real facts. Look at what's coming out of my mouth. Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers I'm putting up. Why they want to fight? Man, listen, man. I'm wiping out. Listen, man. I'm wiping out my whole enemy. You think I got time to play games with you? Man, you can't be serious, man. It ain't even worth my time. It ain't even worth my time, man. I think I've made that clear. Yeah, man. It ain't even worth my time, man. Y'all in cartoon worlds, Chip and Dale and shit. Hey, you in Chip and Dale worlds and stuff, man. Come on, man. Stop playing with me, man. You Chip and Dale, bro. Chip and Dale. Chip and Dale. Rescue Rangers. Chip and Dale. Man, you Chip and Dale, bro. Hey, you Chip and Dale, man. Stop playing with me, man. Chip and Dale old jerks. Chip and Dale bastards. Chip and Dale. Now you see, I don't play no games. I'm charismatic, but I'm gruesome too. Ooh, I'm gruesome. I'm gruesome and charismatic. And I'm a Christian. Listen, I'm a warrior, man. Listen, God produced warriors, man. I'm sorry for, hey, listen, Christians are in the military getting the job done. And then when a Christian outside the military talking about it, how is he a Christian? Just like a man in the military is. Just like a man in the military is. You're getting hung up on my personality and all. And look, my personality is what it is. And God, listen, I guarantee you one thing. God's mercy is with me. And war is dirty and it ain't clean. Ask these Christians that's in the military what kind of talk goes on. I'm not justifying it, but it becomes this, if you're good at something, you gotta kind of be spunky about it. I guess that's the best way to put it. If you're good at, if you're a warrior, you gotta be kind of spunky about being a warrior. You gotta have a little spunk to it, man. Yeah, I don't know nobody that's good at something that ain't spunky about it. See, when it comes to war, everybody want to get all self-righteous. And America is still killing people, by the way. Oh yeah, they killing people by the death penalty. Black people killing each other. That's what this whole video is about. And how black people can kill each other in the neighborhoods and don't talk about it, don't protest about it. But then you're hollering and hooping and hollering and when it comes to one person that's in the police that get killed by the police. Don't you think it's time for somebody to say it like that? Don't you think it's time? I mean, it's too much of a ridiculous, pathetic, obvious situation. You got all this killing that's going on in the hood every single day, man. Every day, bro. I'm pretty sure somewhere today in some ghetto, it may be on the West Coast, it might be in the Midwest, it might be on the East Coast or down South. But we all can, people that really have a sense of understanding they have the capacity to understand the full entirety of America, you know somewhere in some ghetto, somebody gonna die. And one of them, it might be Cincinnati, a ghetto in Cincinnati. It might be a ghetto in Indianapolis. It might be a ghetto in Milwaukee. Yeah, it's ghettos there too. I know, you only think about LA and New York. It's ghettos in Cincinnati, Indianapolis. You know. And somewhere in one of those ghettos across this land, somebody's going to get shot and killed. And these are facts. And guess what? Bro? Guess what? Ain't nobody going to be talking about it. Ain't nobody going to be saying nothing about it. Ain't nobody going to be talking about it. But yet, one person get killed by the police. I can't make this up, man. One person get killed by the police. Same type of person. Nothing special about them over the people in the hood. Nothing different. Same type of person. And nothing is said. You know why? Because you're biased. When you kill each other, you bias about it. When you kill each other, you ain't got nothing to say. Let a police kill you, you all over it. You're a watchdog for when police kill you. But we can't find you nowhere when it comes to you killing your own people. You see the difference? You're a straight up watchdog. Let a police kill somebody. Police kill you. Police kill you. But then, but then, when somebody die in the hood, nothing, man. Nothing. Like, come on, man. Like, you don't think other people see that? You don't think white people see that? White people say, well, how come? Hold on, how come though? You know how white people are. But how come? But how? And they wondering the same thing I'm wondering. How can you sit up and talk about what the police is doing, but you never are addressing the continuous daily, every single day killings that's in the hood? At the hands of other black people, which makes it worse to me. It doesn't make it better. Some people say, we know we got our own problems. Man, you downgraded. You got the biggest crisis in the country. Well, you're doing the most killing. I mean, it's obvious. Who's doing more killing than you doing? Who's doing more killing than you doing? So it's safe to say it's not, oh, we got our little problem. Nah, bro. You trying to listen. You doing a Jedi mind trick that ain't working on me. I ain't no sellout. I'm a prophet of God. We don't choose no sides. That's the difference. The kingdom of God, we don't choose no sides, buddy. We look at humans and who's doing what among humans. That's what we go with. And you see how corny you been? You see how corny? It's corny to me. You go over here and talk about these police doing something, but you ain't saying nothing about what's going on in the hood, bro. I mean, come on, man. I mean, you don't think nobody see that? And you got all this emotion and all these feelings and everything. How come you don't got all those feelings towards what's going on in the hood, though? That's what I'm trying to say, man. You don't think police see that, too? Oh, you don't think police don't figure that out? Maybe that's why they don't care. Shoot, they dying in the hood, too. That's how the police look at it. Shoot, they dying every day over there. I know. We just scooped up some guy over there. Picked him up off the pavement. Can't make it up. But yeah, when we do something, here they are. I can't even drink my coffee. If they protest, I can't even drink my coffee. When they protested in this city, let a police do something. I'm not even safe to drink my coffee. I'm not even safe to drink my coffee. You don't think they see that? See, what you got to start realizing is you're not like a little kid with a blanket over you. I'm invincible. I'm invisible, guys. You can't see me. I'm invisible. You're not invisible. We see everything you're doing. You got black on black killing, and you might think whatever you think. You might think I'm a sellout. You might think I'm an Uncle Tom. I'm cooning or whatever other word you got. But all of that is Jedi mind tricks when it comes to the fact of your reality that's outside of me. When it comes to your reality outside of me, when I'm not in the equation, how can you explain the hypocrisy of this? That has nothing to do with me, nothing to do with my behavior, my emotions or feelings. It's just pathetic on its own, man. It's pathetic on its own. It has nothing to do with me. You got killing of one person from a police officer. You got hundreds of killings every week here in America. Hundreds of people being killed in the ghettos and nothing being said about it. How can you explain that? That's why Black Lives Matter, they don't get taken seriously. Okay, Black Lives Matter, won't you go tell black people who killing each other about that? Won't you go tell them that Black Lives Matter? They the ones need to hear it. So who need to hear it most? Let's do a percentage rate. Let's do a percentage rate. Who needs to hear that Black Lives Matter the most? Police or the black community? Boom. That's 7 hour. Who needs to hear it the most? Black Lives Matter. Who needs to see a t-shirt the most? Hey, who needs a Black Life coffee mug the most? Who needs a Black Life fitted the most? Get you a Black Lives fitted. Take that Yankee off, get you a Black Lives fitted. Ow, that's 7. You need a Black Lives fitted, buddy. Black lives need to see it the most. Black people need to see that Black Lives Matter the most. The police don't need to see it. Not more than the black people do. Man, I know. The prophet gets the bad rap, huh? We don't listen, it's okay. It's all good. I don't even care. Because the facts are the facts, and I'm getting tired of people talking about they 100. I'm getting tired of people acting like, man, it's a whole new breed of people, man, that ain't 100. Say they not. I don't know what it is. I don't care what it is. They ain't 100. Because see, back in the day, people kept it 100. What did Tupac say? They say it's the white man I should fear, but it's my own kind doing all the killing here. They say it's the white man I should fear, but it's my own kind doing all the killing here. Suckers. That's what Tupac said. They say it's my own kind. They say it's the white man I should fear, but it's my own kind doing all the killing here. What did he say after that? I can't lie. Ain't no love for the other side. Why you trying to hold me to it? He kept it 100. I can't lie. Ain't no love for the other side.